In this video, we will show how to configure a backtest. There are a number of places where a backtest can be initiated, including the Build Strategy List screen, the Rules Editor screen, a Strategy Results screen, or a previous backtest result. Anywhere you see the laboratory flask, you can navigate to the backtest configuration screen. Let's start in the Rules Editor. Once a strategy is valid, the Run Backtest button becomes active. Clicking the button opens the backtesting configuration screen. By default, the latest version of the strategy and the default strategy configuration are selected. You can select the previously backtested strategy version if you want to repeat a backtest. The initial account balance and leverage to use can be entered and will be applied to each of the broker accounts in the strategy during the backtest. When a live strategy is running, the margin requirements and leverage are set by the broker based on each type of trading account you have. Next, choose the source of the data to use for the backtest. You can choose a time series. This allows you to select a date and time range for historical market data. A live strategy replay. This will rerun a strategy using the exact data that a strategy processed during a live test. A test dataset. This can be used for testing a strategy against custom data. In this example, we will select time series and set the time zone to New York. Typically, the time zone should align with the target market to help when analyzing the backtest execution. The next section shows the data sources that the strategy consumes. You can review the frequency and period of each data stream and override them. This can be useful if you would like to reduce the time required for backtesting as a trade-off for the accuracy of the results. We now move to the time frame configuration. Using this feature, you can define the window over which to run your backtest. For example, let's configure the backtest from a start date of Monday, the 24th of March. A start time of 8 a.m. An end date of Friday, the 28th of March. And an end time of 5 p.m. The backtest engine will create a single continuous chronological data stream for the data sources in the strategy during this time frame. The final section, called Strategy Execution Iterations, determines how the data stream will be broken up and how many times your strategy will be executed within the backtesting time frame. By default, the backtest is set to execute once for timeframes less than 24 hours, primarily supporting day trading strategies. This means the strategy will run as a single, continuous execution over the historic data. When executing a single backtest execution, you can select the analysis mode of the backtest to obtain faster results or more in-depth analysis. The different analysis options are covered in another video, so check that out to learn more about each mode. Typically, you will initially want to test longer historic timeframes before diving into analysis of any one specific backtest execution. By selecting the Execute Every option, the backtest timeframe window is spliced into smaller time intervals and enables you to backtest multiple time intervals in a single backtest run. A backtest timeframe can be split to run a number of days, weeks, or even months to analyze longer-term macro trends and the impact of seasonality. For day trading strategies, the backtesting timeframe can be split into single-day intervals, and additional configurations can then be set to execute only on specific days. In this example, we can select only Mondays and Wednesdays. Within each selected day, one or more specific time windows can be set to run the strategy. For example, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Each time interval will run as an independent iteration, providing precise control over the backtesting time intervals. To target a specific trading session for a market exchange, such as the New York Stock Exchange, there are pre-configured times for these sessions that can be selected instead of, or in addition to, entering a custom time. A strategy will be executed independently over each of the configured time intervals within the backtest timeframe. This approach enables parallel backtest execution of a strategy within the timeframe window. The approach significantly reduces the execution duration for a backtest. Now that we have configured the backtest, we can hit Preview to view the number of backtest iterations that the configuration will generate. On the backtest preview screen, you can also validate the details of the backtest before confirming and starting the backtest.